Okay, so it has been a couple of months since round two of DKA for my birthday. That was an awesome present. So I thought I'd give you a quick update. So I have been on insulin since then. February 14th is my birthday, and so it was the 13th, the 7-month anniversary of the coma that I went back in the hospital with DKA. And I came back out of the hospital on the 15th that time, so it wasn't nearly as long or nearly as traumatic. But I did come back out asking to be on insulin because, I'm very apprehensive at this point about the oral meds since the Jardiance tried to kill me twice. So the doctor, when I was moved to a regular room, God stepped in there too. And even though I was not on the same floor as I was the first time, I wasn't even in the same tower because there are two towers at this hospital. I somehow still had the same doctor as I had when I left ICU the first time. And so he knew my whole situation. I mean, he took care of me for 2 weeks after the coma. And he came in smiling and said, "Could we maybe meet at Walmart or the park and not always meet here?" He's amazing. He's wonderful. But he, since he also agreed that Jardiance was what tried to kill me both times, I said, can I just go back on Basaglar? Now, let me tell you about Basaglar. Basaglar is a 24-hour insulin. Again, terrified of needles, but even more terrified of all the other things that I've experienced. So when I first came out of the hospital and rehab the first time, they wanted to prescribe me Lantus, which is a 24-hour, but my insurance wouldn't cover it. So we went with Basaglar, and on 15 units of Basaglar at night, I was steady for 24 hours. The only problem with it was that my primary care had told me to take it at night. There were actually two issues with this. First of all, it's 7:30 at night. Well, my blood sugar would drop overnight, and my sensor would wake me up like 3 times a night, and I'd have to eat a couple of peanut butter and crackers and then go back to sleep because my blood sugar was tanking. And 7:30 at night, that's not always a convenient time to give yourself an insulin injection. And I'm a season ticket holder for UK football. And so if Kentucky had a nighttime game and I'm there, I'm not trying to give myself an insulin injection in a stadium. That's crazy. But I did it. Like I would maybe give it to myself an hour early, before we went into the game or whatever. I made it work, but I was waking up a lot of times at night with low blood sugar and, it just wasn't always convenient. So this doctor said, you know what, I want you to take it in the morning instead because you'll be up and you'll be moving and, it's not going to wake you up dropping. You'll be eating, so you're probably not going to have the lows. Well, so we were going to go with Basaglar, which was very steady and even for me, and that's what I had been on before, 15 units. Well, this time my insurance wouldn't cover the Basaglar, but it would cover the Lantus, which is what they wanted to give me the first time that they wouldn't cover. But when you come out of DKA, I have learned there is kind of a transition period. My blood sugar was wild, 15 units, not getting it done. I ended up, and my doctor had said, the doctor in the hospital had said, you can increase, you can decrease, whatever you need to do, start at 15 and see where you have to go from there. But my numbers were high. But again, my endocrinologist said, once you come out of DKA, there really is a transition period. And my body hadn't recovered from it the first time, and so my body's still struggling some. So I ended up to 24 units, very steady at this point. It took, several weeks, but now my blood sugar is very steady. But my body is adjusting to the point that I've been in the past, 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, spending time in the red for it being low. So I've lowered it a unit to 23 units, and we'll see how that works. And hopefully I will be able to incrementally continue to decrease the dosage. I'm not eating anything crazy. I am still very cognizant of every bite of food I put in my mouth. I have discovered in the past, I don't know, a week and a half that if I eat peanut butter at night, it raises my blood sugar to a point I'm not comfortable with. Even though I've chosen the lowest carb kind I can find. Again, I'm being very careful with what I eat, but I'm not having to chug a gallon of water a day because I'm not on the Jardiance. But I feel amazing. I have the most ridiculous amount of energy. I've not had this kind of energy in 2 years. I cannot sit still. I am bouncing off the walls all the time. That makes me happy, I'm not gonna lie. I like having all this energy. But one issue with insulin, no, still don't like having to give myself injections, but I'm managing that. I take it first thing in the morning as soon as I wake up, so it's out of the way and it's, remaining steady. But man, I didn't realize insulin would pack on the weight like this. I've gained like 10 pounds in 2 months. Now, I had lost, part of that is muscle coming back because I had lost, 10 pounds through muscle wasting. So, at this point, I'm not happy about the 10-pound weight gain because gaining weight is not good for diabetics. But insulin is doing that, and that's another reason I kind of want to lower it. And I am walking all the time. Sometimes I will walk 3 times. I do my mile first thing in the morning, and some days I'm getting 15,000 steps because I cannot sit still. So anyway, I'm very grateful. I am very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for my energy level. I'm grateful for all of it. I'm grateful to be alive. The church I attend, Versailles United Methodist Church, I'm not Methodist, but I love that church. They asked me the week before Easter, they have what is called the Living Lord's Supper, and it's a production, with Jesus and his disciples leading up to crucifixion. And they asked me if I would be willing for those 2 nights to share my testimony of God saving my life when I'm not supposed to be alive. I am not a public speaker. I was nervous as anything, but how could I not accept that opportunity to give God all the glory for the fact that I'm alive? And that fact that he started far before the coma. He started by surrounding me with the most amazing family and friends. My family, I can't say enough about, I love my family. But he also surrounded me with Pam and Amanda. Those girls saved my life. I would not be alive without them. And I'm forever grateful. He surrounded me with my childhood friends, who came to see me. Lisa, my very first friend, we've been friends since we were like 3 and 4, came and sat with me. My friend Joe made a 2-hour trip to come and sit with me. My friend Tasha kept me very, very, very well supplied with fuzzy blankets and balloons and came to see me multiple times. My friends Kim and Paula and their mom came and sat with me, came to see me, sat with my family in the ICU waiting room. A former principal who came basically every day that I was in the hospital, definitely every day I was in a coma. God surrounded me by the best people. And I will never be able to thank God enough, and I can't give him enough glory. I'm just forever grateful. So, back to the diabetes. If you are diabetic or love a diabetic, please find out everything you can about the medications they're on, about possible side effects, what you need to look for, watch what you eat, drink your water, walk, do whatever you can to stay active. Don't put your family unnecessarily through what my family and my friends had to go through. I was doing everything I knew to do. I couldn't battle the medication. I couldn't fight what the medication was doing to me. But I am very well informed, and I don't know how long I'll be on insulin. I don't know if I'll ever feel brave and confident enough to go back to oral meds. I know I won't ever go back to Jardiance or anything in that family, but I don't know if I will be brave enough. I just know for now, insulin is what's keeping me steady, keeping me energized, and I'm taking advantage of every bit of that. So take care of yourself, take care of your family, do what you know you're supposed to do for your health, and give glory to God every day you wake up.